Hello and welcome to the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. Joining me right here today is Elaine Ballace. Elaine, how are you doing?
I am doing great, and I have a surprise for everyone. I have Mika. Mika, say hello.
Hi, Mika.
Hi. She loves being on camera. The minute
Aw.
she sees the minute she sees that the computer camera is on or my phone camera is on, she's there in a flash. A real pro here. She's wearing her jacket because it's very cold in Los Angeles. It's probably like 54 degrees. We're not used to that. It's been raining and people are having bad hair days. The sun isn't out. They're depressed.
Mhm.
They can't drive. It's horrible.
It sounds very, very horrible, Elaine, that's for sure. So,
It is. It is. You don't understand. That's why people come to LA.
for the
But I'm a
warmth.
native, so but I must say there really is growing up I don't recall all this bad weather, maybe 1 year or something like that, but it's been pretty bad for a long time now. So it's not fun because we're used to sunny California and just running
Mhm.
around and everything's great. Now things take longer to get places and then you're having a bad hair day and you're going, "Oh no, I feel awful." So, the
I feel ya.
problems that we
I
have to
feel
go
ya.
through. Yeah.
Mhm. So, Elaine, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you want to get into acting?
It's really funny. I don't know that I wanted to get into acting. I think I was born wanting to be in acting. As long as I can remember, I always wanted to be in entertainment. And my mom used to tell me that I'd even put on shows when I was 3 and 4 years old. I was already a producer. And anytime there was a family meeting or not meeting, but gathering like a dinner for a holiday or something like that, I'd always make people entertain afterwards. So we always had a dinner and a show. And so I think I was just born with the desire. I mean, just as long as I can remember, that's all I ever wanted to do. So I've been in all kind of facets of entertainment. I was I started off as a professional ice skater, and there was a big difference when I was growing up in skating where you couldn't make any money doing anything. And I was doing commercials. And so, hence being a professional. So then I did shows and different things like that in skating. And it took me into acting. And I loved both, but I think skating always was a little more challenging. And so I wanted to do it as long as I could. And then you get to a point where, do I still want to do it? Or do I want to try something else? But I will say that my skating really brought the discipline to my acting. So I would do everything the same. I'd like practice. I would mark, you know, um, where I was going to be saying my lines or doing things. I mean, not that I knew if it were TV or a movie, but
Mhm.
um, if I were doing stage, I could totally mark like where it was. And that was fun. And then I also was a fit model in the garment industry. So when they were doing petite clothing and making a lot of the clothing in the States, now it's all outsourced just about. And so when they were making it here, I was one of the fit models for different manufacturers. And that was really fun. And I've produced and I'm producing now. I've produced my own shows like Camp Elaine or The Misadventures of Camp Elaine. And I also produced a couple other movies or co-produced. And I'm now associate producer with a movie that I did last year, and it's called Dracula Bride of Horror. And the only movies I do are Dracula, the horror movies, because the other one was Dracula Dead and Loving It. But that was Mel Brooks and that was a comedy. So, very different. But I played the comic relief in the movie Dracula, Bride of Horror. And I also was associate producer on it. And they liked the job that I did. So the director has invited me. He produced and direct, it's his production company, has invited me to be the associate producer on 2 more of his films that we're going to be doing this year. And so one I don't know that I'll be in. I'll just be the associate producer. But the other one I'll definitely be in, and that's going to be kind of a comedy horror. So comedy is what I love. That's really fun. And then also I have my book, How to Write a Book Campy Lane Style with Oreo. That was my other dog. And he passed a little over a year ago. But what I did with that book, and I'm really proud of it, is that at first it started off just to be kind of a fun gag gift or something like that. And then um, we got hit with the pandemic, and then we got hit with the civil unrest, and then nobody knew what was happening. And I thought, this is a time, if ever there were a time, that people really needed to write their own story and in their words, because they were changing history, they were changing everything that was on the news. And I thought, you know what? I want people to be independent thinkers, and I don't want them to be told, oh, this is the way you have to think, or this is what you have to do. I mean, most people, I think, should have the credit to judge for him or herself. And hence the book is that I'll just show you a little bit. Um, for example, as they tell you in every seminar, anything you do, motivational speaking, anything that you're doing, it's the most important thing is to show up. And so I write in the book, congratulations, you showed up. And then it says, now take out a pen or pencil or even a crayon or whatever, any implement you want, and start writing. And I really want people to be able to journal. And what I'm trying to do now is partner with corporations and go into literacy programs. So if you're starting off with young kids, maybe 9 or 10, until they're teens, then I think it's something for them to dream. And then when they get in their teens, I want them to kind of focus their life. So if they're writing it down and it's in their handwriting, not on a computer or a phone or anything like that, then they really have to think about, what is it that I really want to do? And then as you're an adult or getting into, adulthood, it's like, wow, where is my life? Where has it been? Where is it going? The direction? And am I really happy in this direction? I still have time to change directions. And then in with seniors, I want it to be their memories, whether they're good, bad, all memories, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. And leave it for friends, family, strangers. Say in 50 years, somebody might find this book and read what it said about what history was for each individual person, as opposed to being told by the media, this is what is or was. And you could say, hey, wait a minute, I don't think so. This is what I experienced. And so the whole idea is to get free thinkers out there instead of the herd mentality. And that's my goal with the book. And it's on my website, which is at elaineballace.com. So they can, they can see the book, order the book, and each book within the continental US is shipped free, and it's personally autographed. So each person has a personal autograph from me, and it's ship free.
Elaine, that's incredible.
So that's my goal. I want people to dream. I want them to think. I want them to have free expression. And I think when you're writing and it's in a book, you become more organized.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you'll just be writing and you'll think, wow, is that really what happened? How did I feel about that? And someone said to me yesterday, you should give it as a graduation gift, um, because you'll never feel the same way as when you graduate from high school. And I think in my day it was more graduating from college, and it's like, now what do I do? Where do I go? What do I do? I don't have to study for any more tests or anything, and then you have, dreams. Oh my gosh, I forgot that test. Did I oversleep or something? But I just love creative expression. And I think the more creative people can be, the better it is, and free thinkers and making up your own mind and deciding what it is you want to do. And I think it makes a wonderful gift. Like, it could be a parent buying it for his or her child, or vice versa. The child could say, hey, mom, why don't you write your story, your life story? I'd like to, read what you're thinking, because they may write stuff that you never knew. And later on in life, you could be telling your kids, or your kids could be telling their kids, or somebody, and pass it down of what it was like living during those times, as opposed to, oftentimes you hear about what went on in the past, but you don't really know. And so this way,
Mm-hmm.
it's there, no one can tell. Did we have a mystery person coming in?
We did.
You didn't have your little red light on that said recording in process?
I guess not. I guess it wasn't seen.
Uh-oh. We'll have to get you a red light.
Maybe
Recording
one
in
that's a little bit more
process.
brighter.
Recording in process. We had a mystery person. See, we have all kinds of mystery guests. Mika, you had a mystery guest. People are just going to be dropping in on us.
So, Elaine, if people want to learn more about you, where can they do that?
Well, I'm all over social media. Maybe not too well, but I'm all over social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Elaine Ballace. Or the best thing, if they really kind of want to take time, they could go to either IMDb, which is Elaine Ballace. You would go to IMDb, and then in the search engine just put my name. Or the best thing, and I invite everybody to go to my website, which is elaineballace.com. And then there are probably millions of videos somewhere of me on the internet on YouTube. So, but to get the book, go to elaineballace.com and order it off my website, because the reason I did it that way is, as opposed to, like, say, Amazon or any of those, is I really wanted to write a personal note to every person who
Mm-hmm.
bought the book. And the only way I could do that and control it is if I personally had it on my website. And like I said, in the continental US, the shipping is free. That's great.
Oh, and you want to know who the mystery guest was before we go?
Sure.
PC. That Scout. My
Uh,
golden doodle. My thing's kind of in the way. I'm trying to show. Can you see him?
I can see him because he knew that Mika was here. Mika, look, there's another dog. Oh, that's so cute. That is great. Anytime there are dogs on the show, it's wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, Elaine, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We had fun chatting with you.
Well, I had fun being here, and I hope everyone will. You know what? They can even just write me a note or whatever on my website if they want, or they can write me a note on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. And I'll be happy to, chat, at least say hi and thank them all for listening.